Welcome to this episode of the Smart Leaders Sell podcast. I am Jessica Lorimer, sales coach and leadership expert, and I'm really excited about recording this episode today because it is Christmas. And although you can't see me, I am being super festive. Okay, I'm sat here with my festive beer. It's a Corona. I know that that's not the usual choice of Christmas beverage, but it's what we have in the fridge right now, and everything apparently is or has been earmarked for Christmas drinking. So not allowed to touch the wine, not allowed to touch any of the spirits, but a beer has never failed me. So that is how I'm recording the podcast today, with my reindeer antler headdress. I want to say hairband, actually, I think is the proper terminology. So my reindeer hairband, my festive Corona, and I'm ready to rock with some Christmas themed sales content. So bearing in mind that when this episode comes out, it will actually be Christmas Day. And obviously I didn't record it on Christmas Eve, sadly. Otherwise I think Scott would have had some kind of heart attack. But I'm in the festive mood, and I'm starting to think already about what we can actually learn from brick and mortar businesses during the Christmas sales period, because there are lots and lots of things that brick and mortar businesses do incredibly well during the Christmas sales period or the festive sales period that we should be looking at as online entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs who also have brick and mortar businesses, and making sure that we're using these techniques, making sure that we're using these strategies to help us skyrocket our sales. Now, in the online world, we can get a little bit snobby sometimes, and we start thinking, well, what do brick and mortar businesses have? What do they do that's really relevant to us? And the answer is that they're actually doing lots of things that is A, completely relevant, and B, entirely sensible and super successful. Because let's face it, brick and mortar businesses have been around for, let's be nice and say 100 years, with a traditional sort of cash register system. The internet in reality has been around for 5 minutes. And so actually when it comes to sales, there's an awful lot that we take from the brick and mortar world, and that we should really be listening to, really be focusing on, and making sure that we're using in the online space, albeit, adapting it and creating a kind of alternative version that works for our marketplace. So the first thing is that the brick and mortar businesses are generally very, very good about bubbling up leads for the new year. So think about it. If you are, if you're in a corporate job, or if you've ever been in a corporate job, right now is the time of year when you will be invited to networking drinks. You'll have people who you have been a client for taking you out for lunch. You'll be having people approach you about Christmas drinks, about inviting you to events, parties. It's the kind of season that personal trainers really hate because it's so easy to put on extra pounds. But it's also the season of lead generation. Now, these networking events, these free lunches actually do come at a cost. It's all breeding your loyalty for next year, okay? And when these companies are taking you out for lunch, they're taking you out for dinner, they're taking you to events, they're sending you tickets for things, sending you free wine. Yes, occasionally I really do miss the corporate world. All they're doing is trying to ensure that you remain their customer next year. Now, obviously, it's also a really good time if somebody isn't your client right now, isn't your customer right now, it's their time to network with you. And so quite often, if you've been receiving phone calls from a business development executive or a salesperson at a corporate company, they will also be extending you the offer of free lunches, networking events, and Christmas drinks, because they want to build that relationship with you. They want to ensure that you become their lead and their client for next year. So how do we need to look at this then in our own businesses? Because right now, as this episode airs, it's Christmas. So yay. But also it might be one of those festive periods where you're thinking, well, actually, I don't know how to get people involved, because by the time you listen to this, it might be that actually we're past the Christmas Day point and you're thinking, well, how can I get people to network on Boxing Day? So what you need to be thinking about is, how can I implement this in my business right now? What can I be doing right now to network, to ensure leads for next year, to ensure loyalty for next year? It can be super simple. So for example, I received an e-card. Actually really loved it, from a very, very talented woman who I worked with this year, and she sent me a Christmas e-card and a festive attachment that was designed to help me progress into next year. And she basically prefaced it with, hey, this year you were a wonderful client. I really enjoyed working with you. Have a fantastic Christmas. Have a fantastic new year. And also, here's this extra little thing that if you're looking to learn more about this in the new year, that will really help you out. Now, that's an awesome idea. It takes less than 5 minutes to do. You can send them out to every client you've worked with via email, via Facebook private messenger, whatever works for you. And it really ensures loyalty for the year ahead, because it's not going to take up clutter space in their living room. You don't have to send physical cards or physical gifts if you don't want to. You are in the online space. You can stick to online e-cards, online vouchers, anything like that. And it really, really will help that person remain top of mind for you next year. Okay. So if you are somebody who works with lots of clients, now really is the time of year to just send them a festive e-card, or an actual card if you have a printing business or you have a really good stationery supplier or something like that. And just let them know that you've really valued having them as a client this year. Equally, if you have people that you would love to work with next year and you're not sure how to apply this kind of Christmas drinks, networking events, lunches, loyalty, lead generation strategy to, you need to be thinking about, okay, what am I doing to cultivate these people? How am I showing them that I really want them to become my client next year? And that can, again, be as simple as sending them an e-card. It can be as simple as getting them together in a private pop-up Facebook group for the new year, and just having a special value pack live stream for them, or holding a special webinar for those people, just to say, hey, thanks, you've been super engaged members of my community this year. I really appreciate it, and I would love to have you on board in one of the programs I'm running next year. Okay, so this lead generation, loyalty building strategy is super important to brick and mortars, and it really, really is hugely important in the online space as well. The second thing that brick and mortars do that we can all really, really learn a huge lesson from over the festive period is about selling. Okay, whenever you walk down the street, and I'm walking around the town that I live in at the moment, everything is an advert, but it's not an advert to become a lead. It's not come and test drive the car. It's not come and look at the hotel, look at the spa facilities. It's very much book your spa day now. Take the car away today. The focus of these adverts is not about encouraging people. It's not about educating people. It's now the time of year where it's become a demand. Buy the product. Buy from us, spend your money with us, celebrate Christmas with us, okay? And that's something that brick and mortars do really well. Shops know that this is the biggest time of year for sales. It traditionally always has been. We've had a little bit of a wane in the last couple of years in traditional retail, but this is still going to be the biggest sales period of the year for most businesses. And so for that reason, they are always selling at Christmas. We have pre-Christmas offers. You might be seeing at the moment places doing 2-for-1 deals. You might be, that's Max snoring on my lap. You might be seeing places doing buy one, get one free. You might be seeing places putting out early Christmas sale offers, okay? But then after Christmas, and I live in the UK, so we have a particular brand here. We have a brand called Next, or a retailer called Next. For years and years and years, people have been queuing outside Next because famously, they only discount twice a year. They do one summer sale and one winter sale. And the winter sale always starts on Boxing Day. And for years, people have camped outside the flagship stores. They get excited about the online sale, and you will have people waiting up until midnight on Christmas Day just so that they can access the sale first, that they can grab the best bargains. So you really do find that at this time of year, brick and mortars are selling the absolute shit out of every single thing that they possibly can. They've got their pre-Christmas offers in place, they've got their post-Christmas offers in place, and they're bubbling up these leads. So in the online space, how can we do this? Because I mean, let's face it, most of us, if you're like me, want to take Christmas off. I do not work Christmas week. We go away, we visit Sam's parents, we do Christmas probably 3 or 4 times because both of us have parents and both of our parents really like Christmas dinner. And so for me, I'm not going to be active and available on social media. I'll be eating turkey, most likely, drinking wine, hopefully, and making sure that I'm spending Christmas with family, because that is what it's all about for me. And, you know, I didn't give up a corporate job so I could work the 3 days in between Christmas and take shift patterns. However, in the online space, we have something that's really, really powerful. We have automation. Okay, now is the time to be thinking, how can I automate my business so over the Christmas period, my business is making money, even if I am not doing anything. Now that for you may mean automating some social media posts. It might mean emailing your list on Boxing Day or any of the following days. It might even mean that you do pop in to social media, you offer your audience a special offer on Boxing Day, on the 27th, days that are hugely, hugely popular with people who want to make purchases. Okay, but ultimately what we need to be taking away from brick and mortars at this point of the year, in order to maximize the festive season, we need to be selling consistently, we need to be selling regularly, and we need to be very obvious about the way that we're selling. So not necessarily trying to add value to every single post, but instead being really honest and open about the fact that now is the time you want your audience to take action. You want them to purchase, you want them to buy, and not going in for all of the longer value-based activities that you may normally set up in order to launch. So lots of people obviously launch with challenges. Those are usually 3 to 5 day lead time. You know, some people are launching with webinars, and again, you have to have at least a week to promote that. Now is not the time to have those longer time promotions. It's very much about release something short, sharp, and making sure that there is enough urgency there for people to buy as you're putting it out. And that's something that we see every single Christmas with brick and mortar businesses, and that they do spectacularly well. Okay. Now, the final thing is about rewards. And I've talked a little bit about this in the bubbling up leads, but have you noticed that actually what a lot of businesses are doing right now in December, I mean, not like right now as in right this very second at 19:15 on a Tuesday evening. What a lot of businesses are doing right now are actually setting rewards up for different times of the year. So what tends to happen when we go and buy Christmas presents for people in December is that the shop that we purchase them from will often give us a coupon or a rewards voucher or some kind of money off way of creating a money off offer. But it won't be able to be used in December. It will be January before we can make use of that offer. Now, there are a couple of really smart reasons behind this. One is that January is a really slow sales month for most businesses. In comparison to Christmas, January is very slow. Retail targets hit the floor, and people are more concerned about January sales. They're also very concerned about getting footfall, because obviously in January, everyone's at that time of the year where they're thinking, oh God, I just spent loads of money over Christmas. I don't really want to be spending any more right now. I'm going to stay in. I'm going to spend time indoors. So in order to get the footfall, retailers have to give people a reason to come back. They have to give people a reason to get back into the store. And a really easy way to do that is to create a coupon or a money off voucher or some kind of bonus for that person visiting the store in January and making another purchase. Now, that's really smart because what they're doing is guaranteeing revenue, guaranteeing profit at a traditionally quiet sales period. Okay. And that's a really, really clever idea. They're building their pipeline in December of future clients. It's also interesting because most retailers will tie their customer service in with this as well. So December is a hugely busy time of the year. Traditionally, your experience of shopping will not necessarily be hugely exciting at Christmas. It's going to be more filled with trolley rage and fighting the queues and all of that kind of not fun but necessary stuff. However, customer service in shops is usually really, really solid at that point in time. And again, what they're trying to do is ensure that they're rewarding their customers. Okay, they're rewarding people with good customer service and breeding that loyalty for the new year, so that when people are thinking, because inevitably there are birthdays in January, people leave jobs in January, people have babies in January, we still are buying gifts, we're still buying food, we're still buying cars. What they're trying to do is give you the best customer experience at that point in time in December when we're not supposed to have a fun shopping experience, so that we'll come back in January. We'll revisit them during a traditionally quiet sales period, and that they will make their targets. They'll make that profit then. Now, that's called customer loyalty. You know, it's called a sales pipeline, it's called guaranteeing revenue, and it's called really, really smart. How are you doing that in your online business right now? You know, are you rewarding the customers who buy from you now and enticing them to come back in January? In the online space, we see an awful lot about urgency. Prices are rising in January. If you don't buy now, the price will go up. What we don't see as often is the need to reward our audience. Okay, we don't see the need to reward people who are buying from us now. So there are very few, and I want to kind of single out the service-based entrepreneurs here, right? There are very few service-based entrepreneurs who actually think, yes, I'll reward the people who are purchasing now with some kind of discount, with some kind of money off voucher or coupon in January, so that they come back even though that month may not be their best financially. Okay? So think about your audience. Are you rewarding them? Are you encouraging them to come back? Are you giving them any kind of incentive in December to come back and buy from you in January? If you're a VA, you could have like a special January discount rate for all of your existing clients. So people who have been loyal to you throughout the year, you can say, hey, look, if you decide to continue our contract through January, then I'm happy to give you a special discount or an extra 2 hours or something like that. If you're a service-based entrepreneur, perhaps you're a coach, consultant, you might want to consider rewarding your current clients with a voucher for some money off or a specific discount for the new year to be used by the end of January or the end of February, depending on what your holiday period looks like and how long you're going to take off. Okay. So to sum it up, really, and I'm aware this has been like a super short episode. I'm looking at the clock thinking, actually, this has gone a lot quicker than I thought it would. But there are lots of things that we can learn from brick and mortar businesses at this point of the year. And right now, even though you may be enjoying mince pies and turkey leftovers and all of that good stuff, really do watch out for what is going on in the brick and mortar business world. You know, look out for the companies who are bubbling up leads, who are trying to breed loyalty for next year, and be very conscious that your current clients will be being spoken to by other service providers. They'll be seeing other offers out there. They'll be seeing other service providers do different things, and they will be looking at how you manage that and how you counteract it in your business. So really make sure that you're ensuring that people want to stay with you in 2018, you know, that you are breeding that loyalty, that you are really giving them value, and that you're generating those leads for next year. Okay. Then we need to look at selling and making sure that we are selling all of the time throughout December. If that means automating some of your posts, some of your emails, podcast episodes, YouTube episodes, so be it. Just make sure that they're out there, make sure that it's easy for people to purchase from you, and that your business can continue making money even if you are sat at home watching reruns of dire TV programs, which is pretty much what happens to me every Christmas. That and really bad films. I don't know whether anyone else's family makes them watch like Die Hard on repeat, but that is how it rolls in our house. And then finally, make sure that you're rewarding your customers. Rewarding anyone who buys in December with an incentive to come back in January or in the new year and return to you to buy again, maybe for themselves, maybe for somebody else, but making sure there's some kind of incentive to really increase your sales pipeline in January, guarantee that revenue and that customer loyalty as well. I hope that you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, please make sure that you do hit the download button, that you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of the other episodes coming up. And also make sure you hop over and join my free Facebook community, the Smart Leaders Sales Society, where I'm going to be back from the 8th of January, delivering weekly live trainings, lots of tips, tricks, and techniques. So if you're interested in sales, that really is the best place to be in 2018. I hope you have an epic, epic Christmas. I hope if you are listening to this on Christmas Day or beyond, that you're having a wonderful, wonderful festive season, enjoying all of the stuff that comes along with family, friends, wine, whatever your tipple of choice is, lots of dog walking, lots of festive activities, and a huge, huge thank you for listening to the podcast, for being part of the Smart Leaders Sell community over 2017. I really can't wait to see where we are in 2018 and all of the amazing things that are coming up. Have an absolutely fantastic Christmas, fantastic festive period, and I'll be seeing you in the next episode.